Hi there. This is the first walkthrough videos to give everybody an indication of how we set up assessments on Blackboard, but specifically on how we're going to be using Blackboard to provide students with a mechanism to do what we call time-constrained assessments, or TCAs as they've now become known. These are effectively the replacement for what we can no longer do exams face-to-face. So these are the replacement for exams for nearly everybody across the university for most modules that have got examination script attempts. Sometimes these have been ruled out completely, so we don't need to do these, for example, for the main for most of level 1 students, and some exams have been converted into short-form assessments. We're now calling those SFAs, and short-form assessments will need an assessment opportunity upload, but for now this is concentrated very much on the TCA submission areas. So I want to show you what's on my screen. You can see my screen hopefully in this video, and there are a number of documents I've got open, and before I start I just want to talk through what each of these is for. So the first one is the TCA timetable. Each of the colleges are producing a spreadsheet that looks like this. I'll move it about so you can see it. That's the spreadsheet that effectively will detail when the TCAs are going to happen, what their start time is, and the start time is effectively a release time because that's the point at which we release the questions to the students, and this will be all handled automatically within Blackboard. It also contains the original exam length, so if it was a 3-hour exam, it becomes a 4.5-hour time-constrained assignment, so the TCAs actually last a little bit longer. And because of the way we have to do this remotely, we're actually going to set up assessment items that start exactly when we expect them to and stop exactly when we expect them to, so that students have got to make their submissions during the timeframes of which these TCAs are available. What I've got here is a list of the College of Science exams throughout the whole college, but I'm showing you that largely because everybody will produce one of these, so that people that are putting these assessment items available can at least see that data. So that one is relevant, but it's just for now just background information. I've also got here another spreadsheet which has got the original converter, and I'm leaving that open because it's handy as a bit of a reminder so that you know if it was originally, for example, a 2-hour exam, it will turn into a time-constrained assignment that is a 3-hour long exam, a time-constrained assignment, and in the College of Science, the agreed submission deadline is 6 p.m. This spreadsheet, if I do open it up a little bit, you'll see has different tabs for different colleges. We've agreed a formal submission time that's consistent to each college. So every time-constrained assignment in Libs finishes at 3 p.m. In the College of Arts, they finish at 4 p.m. In the College of Social Science, they finish at 5 p.m. And the College of Science, they finish at 6 p.m. This has largely been done to sort of alleviate any backlog or potential loading problems with Blackboard submissions happening all at once with lots of students. We've decided that we're going to stagger them a little bit. I will come back to this spreadsheet later, but for now it's just to give you some indication of the data that you can call on when you're starting to do this process. Over to the left-hand side, I've got a Word document open, and I'm going to try and send this template out. So what I've got here is a Word document that's actually got 2 pages of information on it. The first page of information is a general template for some of the texts that you will place inside the assessment items. So this one is completely generalized, and it requires, for example, the introduction of, we're going to set up submissions inboxes that all students will send an email to that's got their a backup of their submission, so that we're not just reliant upon Blackboard. So I've put in the template these little hashtags to designate the fact that this is something that needs to be updated, and all you'll do there for your college is you will input your college's, or more accurately your school's, local submission inbox email address in that box, and here you would put your college standard submission deadline time. So for my college it's 6 p.m. in the evening. The second page I've got here takes all of these template documents and actually just gives me my localized version of this. So this is now already populated with, I'm in the School of Computer Science, so I've already got SOC's submissions as the inbox email address there. And I'm going to leave that one as the one I'm going to work from, because effectively all I'm going to do is I'm going to just generally copy these rubrics straight into the assignment areas on Blackboard as we create them. And then of course in the background what I have is this, and I'm sure everybody will be familiar with this. This is Blackboard. I've already logged into Blackboard because I didn't want everybody seeing my login details, and I've already gone to one of my modules. It's actually a module that I am actually the module coordinator for, so you'll see that there's the standard sort of announcements that happen for a generic module. And the first bit I'm going to talk you through now that we know where we are and what all these documents are about is how to create the actual assessment item within Blackboard so that students can access what they need to access. So I'll start with that bit.